Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. Have you ever noticed that some men seem almost obsessed with going down on their partner? Like they don't just do it, they want to do it, they initiate it. They seem to genuinely enjoy it. And meanwhile, you're sitting there wondering why. What is going on in his mind? Is it physical? Is it psychological? Is it about love, desire, dominance, or something else entirely? Because here's the thing. Most women have never been given a clear, honest, science-based answer to this question. And without that answer, it creates confusion. It creates insecurity. And sometimes it even creates distance in what could be a deeply intimate moment. Well, today that changes. I'm going to walk you through the real reasons, backed by psychology, neuroscience, and human biology, why men love to go down on their partners. And more importantly, what it means for you, your confidence, your relationship, and your pleasure. Stay with me. This is going to be one of the most eye-opening conversations you've had about intimacy. Let's get into it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Leila Romano. I am a urologist and women's health specialist with clinical experience helping women understand their bodies, their relationships, and their sexual health with clarity and confidence. On this channel, we talk about the things that most doctors don't have time to explain and most people are too embarrassed to ask. And I promise you, there is no judgment here. Only science, only compassion, and only truth. Now, before we go further, if you are new here, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button because every week I put out content that is specifically designed to help women understand themselves and the people they love better. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you. Your support means everything, and I see every single comment. Okay, let's talk about oral intimacy, specifically the male perspective, because this is a topic that affects real relationships every single day, and yet almost no one is talking about it clearly. Setting the stage, what we're really talking about. First, I want to normalize this conversation entirely. Oral sex, specifically cunnilingus, which is the clinical term for oral stimulation of the female genitalia, is one of the most common sexual practices among adult couples worldwide. Studies from institutions like the Kinsey Institute and the Journal of Sexual Medicine consistently show that the majority of sexually active heterosexual couples engage in this practice regularly. We're talking about something that is biologically normal, psychologically meaningful, and physiologically important for female pleasure. And yet many women feel confused by it. Some feel self-conscious. Some wonder if their partner is doing it out of obligation or because they feel pressured. Some women even pull away from it altogether because of insecurity. Insecurity about how they smell, how they look, how they taste, or whether their partner truly enjoys it. And that is heartbreaking to me, both as a doctor and as a woman, because the truth is so much more beautiful and so much more empowering than the stories we tell ourselves. So, let's start from the beginning. Why do men do this? What's driving it? Let me break it down for you piece by piece, starting with the biology. The biology behind it. What's happening in his brain? Here is something that most people don't realize. The human brain is wired for giving pleasure just as powerfully as it's wired for receiving it. When a man engages in oral intimacy with his partner, something fascinating happens neurologically. His brain releases a cascade of feel-good neurochemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, and even a mild surge of testosterone. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It's the same chemical released when you eat something delicious, when you accomplish a goal, when you feel proud of yourself. And for many men, giving their partner pleasure is experience. This isn't just theory. A 2017 study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that men who frequently engaged in and prioritized their partner's sexual satisfaction reported significantly higher levels of relationship satisfaction themselves. The act of giving pleasure was directly tied to their own sense of fulfillment. Now, let's talk about oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone or the love hormone. When a man is in close physical proximity with his partner, especially in an intimate act, oxytocin levels surge in both partners. This chemical literally deepens emotional bonding. It creates a sense of safety, trust, and closeness. So, when a man chooses to go down on his partner, his brain is being flooded with chemicals that say, I am close to someone I care about. I feel connected. I feel good. In diet so by kinda tamati bats. And here's the third piece, testosterone. Male testosterone is strongly connected to dominance, yes, but it is also strongly connected to the desire to possess, to explore, and to be intimately close to someone they are attracted to. The act of oral intimacy is in many ways a very primal expression of desire, a way of saying, I want to be as close to you as possible, every part of you. So, before you ever wonder again whether your partner is just doing it to make you happy, understand that at a neurochemical level, he is rewarded by doing it. His brain is designed to find it pleasurable. The psychology, what he's really feeling. Now, let's go deeper into the psychology because biology only tells part of the story. Reason 1, he feels powerful when he pleasures you. I know that might sound surprising, but hear me out. For many men, sexual confidence is deeply tied to their ability to please their partner. When a man sees, hears, or physically senses that his partner is experiencing pleasure because of him, it activates a very deep psychological system. Psychologists call this erotic generosity, and it is a genuine psychological trait found in securely attached, emotionally mature partners. Men who practice erotic generosity don't just care about their own orgasm. They derive enormous satisfaction from their partner's response, and oral sex is one of the most direct, unfiltered ways to see that response. There are no barriers, no distractions, just him and your reaction. And for a man who is emotionally invested in his partner, that feedback loop is intensely powerful and rewarding. Reason 2, it is an act of trust and intimacy. Think about what oral sex actually requires. It requires vulnerability on both sides. As the receiving partner, you are allowing someone to be in one of the most vulnerable private spaces of your body. And as the giving partner, he is offering you something deeply personal. His time, his attention, his desire. For emotionally healthy men, this exchange of vulnerability is profoundly meaningful. It says, I trust you. I want you. I see you. Relationship psychologists, including those who study attachment theory, consistently find that men who initiate and enjoy giving oral pleasure to their partners tend to score higher on measures of emotional intimacy and secure attachment. In other words, a man who loves to go down on you is very often a man who loves to be close to you. Not just physically, emotionally. Reason 3, he is wired to explore you. Human sexuality is deeply tied to novelty, exploration, and discovery, and there is no more intimate form of exploration than oral intimacy. For many men, this act satisfies a deep psychological need to know their partner, to understand what makes her feel good, what makes her respond, what makes her come alive. This is especially true for men who are naturally curious, generous lovers. They approach their partner's body as something worthy of study, of attention, of reverence even. And that is actually a beautiful thing. Reason 4, your pleasure turns him on. This one is simple, but it's also profound. For many men, watching or hearing their partner experience pleasure is one of the most arousing things in the world. There's actually a psychological concept called erotic mirroring, the idea that we are aroused by the arousal of our partner. When a man is giving you pleasure and he can see, hear, and feel your response, his own arousal intensifies. His desire feeds your pleasure, and your pleasure feeds his desire. It becomes a feedback loop, a cycle. So, he's not just doing it for you, he's doing it because your pleasure is part of his pleasure. And that is one of the most beautiful truths about intimate human connection. What it means for your confidence, the insecurity problem. Now, I want to talk about something that I hear about constantly in my practice. And it is this, the insecurity that so many women feel around oral intimacy. I have had patients, educated, intelligent, successful women who told me they physically push their partner away during oral sex. They tense up, they feel anxious, they can't enjoy it because they are so in their head about what their partner is thinking. Does he think I smell? Does he think I look strange? Is this weird for him? Does he actually want to be doing this? And I want to address this directly because this insecurity is not just emotionally painful. It is also physiologically counterproductive. When you are anxious, your sympathetic nervous system activates. Blood flow decreases to the pelvic region. Lubrication decreases. Muscle tension increases. Essentially, your body starts working against your pleasure. So, the anxiety that you feel about his experience is literally preventing you from having one yourself. The science of genital self-image. There is actually a clinical term for how women feel about their own genitalia. It's called genital self-image, and research shows that it is one of the strongest predictors of sexual function and satisfaction in women. Women with positive genital self-image experience more pleasure, more orgasms, and more satisfying intimate relationships. And here's what the research also shows. Most women significantly overestimate how unusual or imperfect their genitalia are. The truth is that there is enormous, beautiful, natural variation in female anatomy. Labia come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. Everything is normal, everything is unique. And the partners who love you, they are not seeing what your insecurity tells you they are seeing. They are seeing someone they desire, someone they trust, someone they want to be close to. A note on scent and taste. I have to address this directly because it comes up so often. Many women worry about their natural scent or taste during oral sex. And I want to give you the clearest medical perspective I can. A healthy vagina has a natural scent. And that scent is not just normal, it is biologically significant. Pheromones, chemical signals found in vaginal secretions, are powerful biological attractants. Research in evolutionary biology suggests that men are literally biologically drawn to the natural scent of a woman they are attracted to. That scent triggers arousal. It signals health and fertility. If you are experiencing a strong, unpleasant odor, that is something to discuss with your doctor. It may indicate a treatable condition like bacterial vaginosis, but a natural, healthy scent is nothing to be ashamed of. It is part of your biology, and for many men, it is deeply arousing. Please stop going to war with your own body. It is working exactly as it should. What science says about female orgasm and oral sex. I can't talk about this topic without talking about orgasm because this is where things get medically very interesting. Here is a fact that every woman should know. Approximately 70 to 80% of women cannot reach orgasm from penetrative sex alone. This is not a problem. This is not a dysfunction. This is anatomy. The clitoris, the primary organ of female sexual pleasure, is largely external and extends internally in a wishbone-like structure around canal. The external portion of the clitoris, which contains approximately 8,000 nerve endings, more than any other human body part, is not directly stimulated during penetrative intercourse for most women. What does directly stimulate it? Oral sex, clitoral stimulation. And this is why, for the majority of women, oral intimacy is not just preferred, it is the primary pathway to orgasm. Studies from the Journal of Sex Research have found that women are significantly more likely to experience orgasm during encounters that include oral sex compared to those that don't. In some studies, the difference is dramatic. Women who received oral sex in their most recent sexual encounter were twice as likely to have had an orgasm. So, when a man goes down on you, he is not just being generous or romantic. He is biologically giving you the most reliable pathway to experiencing the full pleasure your body is capable of. And the men who understand this, like who have learned this, or who are intuitive about this, they take pride in it. They see oral pleasure not as a prelude or a bonus. They see it as central, as important, as something that matters. If your partner is one of those men, I hope you can begin to see that as the beautiful gift it is. What different men are thinking, the full spectrum. Now, I want to be balanced here because not every man approaches this the same way. Let me walk you through the different types of motivations you might encounter. The emotionally invested partner. This man does it because he is genuinely, deeply invested in your pleasure. He has taken the time to understand your body. He pays attention to your responses. He asks what feels good. He adapts. For him, your orgasm is not just nice to have. It is something he works toward with intention. This is a man who sees intimacy as a partnership, who values your experience as much as his own. This is the gold standard, and if this is your partner, please appreciate and communicate openly with him. The naturally curious lover. This man loves to explore. He is turned on by discovery, by learning what makes you respond, what makes you gasp, what makes you grip the sheets. His motivation is partly your pleasure, but it's also his own sense of adventure and curiosity. He finds the female body genuinely fascinating, not in a clinical way, but in an adoring, captivated way. This is also a wonderful type of lover, as long as communication keeps his curiosity aligned with your comfort. The confidence seeker. For some men, giving oral pleasure is deeply tied to their own confidence. They feel powerful when they please their partner. This is not inherently a problem. In fact, it often means they are very motivated and attentive lovers. The thing to be aware of here is communication. Make sure that your pleasure is authentic and not performed just to make him feel good. Faking it might feel kind in the moment, but it creates a feedback loop that ultimately serves neither of you. The love language expresser. For some men, especially those whose love language is physical touch or acts of service, oral intimacy is literally a way of saying, I love you. It is an offering, a form of devotion. It is him kneeling before you, not in submission, but in reverence. If your partner is this type, oral sex is his version of a love letter. Receive it as such. Practical advice for women, how to be present and empowered. All right, let's get practical, because knowing all of this intellectually is one thing. Actually being able to relax, be present, and experience pleasure is another. So here are my clinical recommendations. Tip 1, practice body neutrality before body positivity. You don't have to love every part of your body in order to allow someone else to love it. You just have to get out of the way. Practice saying to yourself, my body is normal, my body is healthy, my partner desires me. Say it until you believe it even a little bit. That small mental shift can be the difference between tension and pleasure. Tip 2, communicate openly. One of the most powerful things you can do in intimate relationships is use your voice. Tell your partner what feels good. Guide him, not critically, but gently. I love when you do that. A little slower, right there. This kind of communication doesn't break the mood. For an invested partner, it enhances it. It tells him he is on the right track, and it gives you permission to actually feel good. Tip 3, address the medical side. If your insecurity about oral sex is related to scent, discharge, or discomfort, please make an appointment with your gynecologist. These are treatable, manageable things. Bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, hormonal changes, these are all medical realities that affect millions of women and can be addressed. Your health is worth tending to, and addressing these issues will give you confidence in every area of your intimate life. Tip 4, give yourself permission to receive. This is something I say to my patients all the time, and I want to say it to you. You are allowed to receive pleasure. You are allowed to be the focus. You are allowed to let someone love you well. Many women have been conditioned to feel that prioritizing their own pleasure is selfish. It is not. It is healthy. It is necessary. And it is what makes intimate relationships truly mutual and truly fulfilling. Tip 5, understand that his enjoyment is real. I want you to go back to everything we talked about today. The neuroscience, the psychology, the biological drives, and let it sink in that when your partner is going down on you and he seems like he loves it, he probably does. His brain is being rewarded. His emotional attachment is being strengthened. His desire is being fulfilled. Trust what you see. Trust what he shows you. Don't let your insecurity rewrite his reality. Before I wrap up, if you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you. It means so much to me that you trust me with these conversations. And if this video helped you understand yourself or your relationship even a little bit better, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this content reach more women who need it. And in the comments below, I want to hear from you. What part of today's conversation surprised you the most? Was there something you hadn't heard before? Something that shifted your perspective? I read every single comment, everyone, so please share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because I post new content every week. And every video is designed to help you understand your body, your mind, and your relationships with clarity, confidence, and compassion. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. All right, let's bring this home. Here is what I want you to leave with today. Men who love to go down on their partners are not acting out of obligation. They are not following a script. They are responding to deep biological drives, genuine psychological rewards, and in many cases, a profound emotional investment in you. Your body is not something to be ashamed of. It is not strange or imperfect or too much. It is a body that is capable of extraordinary pleasure. And the person who loves you sees that. They want to be part of that. And that is a gift worth receiving. Your insecurities, however real they feel, are not the truth about you. They are stories you've been told or stories you've told yourself. And today, I'm asking you to gently set them down. Not forever, just for now. Just enough to breathe. Just enough to let someone who loves you love you. You deserve pleasure. You deserve intimacy. You deserve to be fully present in the moments that matter. And I hope that what we talked about today helps you get a little closer to that. I'm Dr. Layla F. Romano, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves because you are worth it.